say the price of my love's not a price that you're willing to pay. You cry in your tea, which you hurl in the sea when you see me go by. Why so sad? Remember we made an arrangement when you went away. Now you're making me mad. Remember, despite our estrangement, I'm your man. You'll be back, soon you'll see. You'll remember you belong to me. You'll be back, time will tell. You'll remember that I served you well. Oceans rise, empires fall. We have seen each other through it all. And when push comes to shove, I will send a fully armed battalion to remind you of my love. Da 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 da. You say our love is draining and you can't go on. You'll be the one complaining when I am gone. And no, don't change the subject, 'cause you're my favorite subject. My sweet, submissive subject. My loyal, royal subject. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You'll be back like before. I will fight the fight and win the war. For your love, for your praise, and I love you to my dying day. When you're gone, I'll go mad, so don't throw away this thing we had. 'Cause when push comes to shove, I will kill your friends and family to remind you of my love. Da 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 da. Everybody! Da 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 da. Got a free second memory. I'll live for now and not what is or reason to be. Yeah, that's me. I got a free second memory. Whatever you tell me, oh, it's gone and free. If well, I never get the feeling there's anything that I'm missing. I'm way too busy living my life. It's such a strife, I don't try to think about the ends or the outs. I'm way too busy trying to figure out the here and now. Yeah, what's that all about? If I gotta choose, I get all confused. the fuck is who? If I gotta choose, I get all bemused the moment I lose. Oh, the time to just be amused. Well, I never get the feeling there's anything that I'm missing. I'm way too busy living my life. Life is such a strife. I don't try to think about the ends or the outs. I'm way too busy trying to figure out the here and now. Yeah, what's that all about? I've got no plan for my lifespan. Whenever I can, oh, I flim and I slam, yeah, yin and I yang. I've got no plan, 'cause I don't understand. Whenever I can, oh, I sing a song that I sang, the one that Lee began. I never get the feeling there's anything that I'm missing. I'm way too busy living my life. It's such a strife. I don't try to think about the ins or the outs. I'm way too busy trying to figure out the here and now. Here, what's that all about? Such a strife. I don't try to think about the ins or the outs. I'm way too busy trying to figure out the here and now. Here, what's that all about? Oh yeah. Everyone for watching or listening. This is audio, so you know. Take care.
Guys, we keep a little dirt under my pillow for the dirt man, in case he comes to town. What? Keep a little dirt under my pillow for the dirt man, so he won't take me down.
Yeah, I don't have any dirt under my pillow for the dirt man, so he will take me down. Hey? Yeah, my dealer screwed me over, so I can't afford the dirt man. So what will I do right now? Oh, why did this happen to me? I guess that I must pay. Like, can I have some dirt, please? No, piss off.
Give it a moment, it needs to just start up a few. Don't worry, everything's fine. Nothing has gone wrong, I assume. Just work, damn you. Work, damn it. There we go. Morning, evening, and afternoon, everyone, and welcome to that bastard chap Bally motherfucking plays. Of course, he's playing the one, the only King of the Castle. We're basically playing after the massive fuck off L we had last time we played. You might be asking, chap, where the fuck were you? Why weren't you at band practice last week? I'll tell you what I was doing. Work that I feel will basically benefit me in the long haul. That will benefit me in the good, in the very good. In my opinion, I think you should all lay off me. Stop complaining. Stop whining. Stop basically asking about my day. It's doing well. In fact, why don't you just try to tell me off? Isn't that right? You were busy losing your mustache. What are you talking about? Hang on. Hang on. I've got something for this. Wait. Jesus Christ. No. Thought it would. It does not. But yes. Hello! Hopefully you're doing very fine, very dandy, very well, including you, Leafy. If I'm not mistaken, your predecessors are still there. Unlike mine, who is unfortunately after the 5th reigning individual. It would appear to have been stopped mainly because someone basically went in my treasury and stole all my money. So, you know, that means someone was as much as necessary, but couldn't have been me. Not no way, not no how. That would have been impossible. That would have been absolutely impossible, so to speak. Can we all agree on that? It's impossible, to say the least. But yes, in the meantime, it's time for us to play some good old-fashioned King of the Castle. We'll have it all set up and ready and waiting, and hopefully you'll all do yourself well. And as well as that, we've got the one, the only...
Nicolas Cage.
As well as Chapel! And of course, the one, the only Reactbot. How's it going, Reactbot? You looking forward to a new Monarch and the King of the Castle?
Chat, what's this guy's address?
We're just gonna hide you for a moment. We don't need to know my address. In fact, we don't even need to know anyone's address. The only address we need to know is the key. That's not concerning. Oh yeah, not concerning one frickin' bit. Anyway, whilst we're at it, let's just start anew, why don't we? Sorry, I was also going to be enjoying some very good chili after this, and I look forward to it. As well as that, acting lessons are going fine, dazzy, and dozy, and very, very well. And as well as that, everything else basically follows suit with it. Of course, the new monarch, King Zacco of the Class Traitor Dynasty. If I'm not mistaken, they're one of the grandees, if I'm not mistaken. Because the north chiefs, the east counts, and are not part of Zacco's lineage. Look at them blue eyes. Those are some zealous eyes, to say the least. Your boy was unfortunately broke, but hopefully Zacco will have to pick up where we left off. Isn't that right, everyone? As we go and get this game up and running. Join up when you can, because your boy is hoping for a better outcome than the one that he just got. Hyena! Good to see you here, part of the lovely lineage of Hyena Droid. You are, of course, of the second, and Leafy, you are of the third. Very good indeed. Very, very, very interesting, to say the least. How are you two been doing? Because as far as I'm concerned, I imagine Captain Leafy's shelf is kept everything intact, and nothing has fallen off that shelf in any way, shape, or form. All the weeb stuff is intact. And as well as you, Hyena, if I'm not mistaken, you're still able to still play 2v8 on the Dead by of the Daylights, if I'm not mistaken. My enemy shelf is good, no new additions yet. I'm sorry, you want to add stuff? I've seen that shelf. I've seen that shelf. It is like, some of them look like they're clinging on to the edge. Some of them look like they're about to basically fall to their deaths. But it's fair to say that if it happens, at least record it. And as well as that, I basically started playing God of War Ragnarok. A very good game, may I add. But I realized, as I feel like I'm growing a bit older, I have 38 figures on the shelf. Jesus H. Christ. But yeah, I've noticed that in my impatient brain, that the game seems to be very happy to basically throw the tutorial in your face. But in the back of my mind, I'm just going like, just let me play the fucking game. I came to play a game, not a fucking movie. Not that that's a bad thing, because the cutscenes were very good. The boss battles at the start are very good so far. Well, until the new dynasty starts, I can't use my premium nobles. Unlike your discount nobles. Am I correct in saying that, Hyena? Am I correct in saying that? What do you mean, premium nobles? Why? Please, I am very much curious to know what you mean by that. Please, elaborate to the class. To me, to everyone else. Sorry, I'm just double checking to make sure everything inside my earbuds is not trying to kill me. But as well as that, what do you mean by your premium nobles? Like your discount nobles? The nobles, to say the least. Very much so. And of course, I hear America's getting a new king and monarch. Do those fools not know that they had one to begin with? If only they didn't throw their tea into the river. We would have been oh so fine and dandy. But no, you just replaced us with yours. Because when I first joined your King of the Castle, I was a guest. And since I own the game, I can customize my nobles. Oh! Really? So, wait, did you buy the game? Wait, hang on. That should be, like, highlighted then. Huh. I know. Oh, wait, maybe did you connect your Twitch account to to King of the Castle? Do you have like the oh wait, I think I know why. I think I know damn well why. It's because I forgot to put the extension on. It's because I forgot to put the extension on. Let me back up for a moment. And then we load in again. Everyone join back in! Everyone join back in! Now it's gotta work because of the extension. Okay, what the fuck? Oh, do you know why? Maybe it's because you have a lineage. Captain Leafy, you may want to join back in again. So wait, maybe it's because you have a lineage. And that lineage did not require you, you know... Maybe that's why you have a lineage here and now you're just randomized. I mean, unless you're black, in which case it all works out for everyone. Wouldn't you say, Leafy? Who is also... Oh, damn! Looking lovely this time of year. All we need is one chief, and we're in business, baby. Everything will work out the way it should. Let me just check out the King of the Castle memes. Let me see. The two genres of high fantasy. I mean, I am white, but I'm not blonde. Well, you're blonde now. That's all you need to know. Let me just double check something very quickly. Oh, gross. I just got hit with an ad. Oh, that is racist. That is very, very racist, if you ask me. I hate advertisements. Well, let me just take a look at this King of the Castle meme. Just for a moment. What is this one?
There are actually only two genres of high fantasy.
And that is?
Once there were more dragons and more magic in this land, but those days have passed.
Okay.
Perhaps the dragons shall return someday.
Okay.
And bring a new era.
How the fuck do we get rid of these fucking dragons?
Alright. We do. How the fuck do we get rid of these fucking dragons, mate? Like, oh, they must come back soon. Oh, this is my grandee. It's supposed to look like this. And oh, that would have looked so cool. Oh. Hey, Reactbot, take a look at this. What do you think of Zako's interpretation of the lovely grandee?
3 out of 10.
There was no need for that, Reactbot. Go back to your corner. Unbelievable. I'm very sorry for what my Reactbot just said to you. I apologize very graciously. The fact that really must have hurt you. I apologize. Goddamn, I was not expecting that, retort, so to speak. Zach, Hyena. I know. But at the end of the day, what happened happened. And all we can do is have that just be a term of opinion, so to speak. But yes, as well as that, Jesus Christ. What's your monarch look like? You know what? I'm not gonna let Reactbot react to it. That he lost his reacting privileges after that one insult. 3 out of 10. How fucking dare he? Let me take a look. Oh! You know what? How about this? Alright. You know what? Reactbot. I'm gonna give you a second chance at this. Oh, let me try and get a closer look at that. Alright. Hang on. Okay. Reactbot. Come back out. I'm not mad at you. But I would like you to tell me what you think of the monarch design of Hyena's look.
This is me when I go to a Starbucks.
I see. The only question, I guess, is do you go to a Starbucks? That is the only question, I guess. Have you ever been to a Starbucks, Hyena? That's the only question. Oh, you're reacting, you're replying back through it via Discord. Oh, and these, I mean, I work there. Oh, well, yes. Oh, that's the Baron. Actually, whilst we're waiting, I guess, yeah. How about this? Whilst we're waiting, I'm going to show you my designs. I'm going to show you guys my designs of the characters that I hold dear. Would that be gracious before we join up once again? Let me just show you. Okay. Back. Okay. let me just show you my customizations. So this is my guy. This is my guy with the mustache, of course, with a lovely beard to show with the sideburn and all that. Lovely monarch, if you ask me. Absolutely lovable. Wouldn't you agree? This is the Baron of the March. Lovely lad. Look at him. Regal. Just like taking on everyone. And yes, I have been to Starbucks and nice. Indeed. And these are the Chiefs. I thought he'd be black for this one. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, it's supposed to be kind of self-inserting now that I think about it, really. So, just to make sure we don't get into trouble. There we go. Much better. Just so we don't get in trouble with certain individuals. And this is... Oh! The Counts of the East. Look at this lad. Look at this lad. Don't you just love a man in black uniform? We're holding a skull in one hand, looking as regal as possible. That's the Counts of the East. And then we got the Grandees. I thought maybe it would be blessed that the Grandees look the part, so I thought maybe a female interpretation of the Grandees would be oh so illustrious, oh so good, oh so nice and keenly. And finally, the partitions. No one really cares about them. Let's move on. Alright. Oh, you've also got your shield designs as well. Interesting. Let me take a look at my noble banners. Oh, very good looking banners. Ready up once again, so that we can get the show on the road. Okay, cool. Ooh. Nice. I gotta say, very nice indeed. Oh, guys! You guys didn't see it, but I did. Do you know what that means? Let me just tell you, everyone. Just remember what we always say on this channel when it comes to the oh so disgusting rodents that be. Know your fucking place. Trash. Fucking robots. Get your bitch ass out of this fucking channel. You don't belong here if you're going to basically go beep boop. Yo, you want the views? Yo, you want you want the shady link? Let me just. Oh, is that a one? Is that a channel? Send. Yeah, and my job is done. And now all these bots are basically gonna find channels and see which one of them takes the bait. Oh, I can't wait for that shady link, I can tell you. I'm looking forward to the money that will be raining down upon me. Thank you, Elon Musk. For the bots. I'm sure they will be so useful. They will not come back to bite us in the rear end at all. In any way, shape, or form. Isn't that right? But yeah, I'm gonna try and prod certain people. I'm gonna prod certain people and just say, dethrone me, you won't. Oh wait, dethrone me, exclamation mark, you won't. Lol. That's right, I am threatening them. And now, Snowflakes, let's go for that one. Dubs, let's get you. And then, Ice Bull Dragon, let's go for you. And then Short. Dethrone me, you won't. Let's go for Dragon. You won't. And as well as that, Mook out. Let's see who takes the bite. Who takes the bite of 87? What about you? Green Bar. Short, maybe feeling a bit sickly today. Aw, I'm sorry, Short. Aw. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, that. Hope you're resting well. You're resting well. As I'm telling people to. Oh, come on, I bet you can't. Defer me, I fucking won't. Okay, who else? Who about Aiden? Defer me, I fucking won't. I bet you can't, mate. Daniel. Damn, Daniel! I bet you can't dethrone me! I bet you can't dethrone me! Sorry, bro. I just bought Noita, so I shall be a wizard most powerful. I shall watch, however. Very well. May... paths. May our paths cross. Realm of fantasy in the future. Very well, may our paths cross in the realm. But also, oh wait, also I've still not beat Lobotomy Corporation, Lamau. But you also have not died, so you're doing well. Dang. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, no lobotomy for me. Or maybe all the lobotomies that are keeping me alive. Who knows? Who knows? Who fucking knows? Mate. Let's go for this one now. Alright. Hopefully there will be a noble that bites in it, and once they do, hopefully you're all going to be prepared and welcome and oh so illustriously able to I'll just type that. Don't know if that'll work or not. Strawberry Moon. What? Oh! Sure! Why the fuck not? You know what? Why the fuck not? Volume. And let me just... That's the wrong one. Hang on. Audio mixer options. Then we're just gonna mute King of the Castle for just a moment. I figured if we're waiting always, you can sing for me. Very well. I will do that. Let me just get that up and running, really. Strawberry Moon, Strawberry Moon, Strawberry Moon, Strawberry Moon, Strawberry Moon. Oh. Let me just... Hang on. I can still fix this. Strawberry Moon. Is there an instrumental? Oh. Dennis Van Arsen. Then I type instrumental. Is that even available? Oh, I think so. Let me just double check. Oh, karaoke. Let's see if that works. Let me just check. Alright. Gales, the skies are gray, ever colder, The winds get bolder, hills all night and day. I need to hold her, I never told her. Her smile warms my soul and tempers the cold. When winter melts into spring, the strawberry moon, the minute just shows up in June. It kicks off the season and now it's the time to fall in love. My strawberry moon won't keep me waiting, always on time. It seems like we're dating and look at her glow. I climb higher and higher. My strawberry moon is on fire. Stars, the skies are clear, ever brighter, ever lighter. Close her eyes so near, and I'll guide her ever tighter. And right there and then our story begin. We'll be back here every year. The strawberry moon needs no reason, just shows up in June. Kicks off the season and now it's the time to fall in love. My strawberry moon won't keep me waiting, always on time. It seems like we're dating and look at her glow. I climb higher and higher. My strawberry moon is on fire. What a lovely strawberry moon we have today. Thank you ever so kindly. It was very lovely of you to basically play that. Oh, there's something you want me to react to whilst we're waiting? Why not? Why the hell not? I'm sure we're going to be spending some time waiting. So why the heck not? What's it? A lyric video? Am I even allowed to show this? Let me just... It's a trailer remix? 1,000-Foot Crutch and Coffer. Let me just take a look at this. What's this? Alright, I see. This is one of those remixes? 1,000-Foot Crutch X Coffer.
I am not afraid of the storm that comes my way.
Stop! Oh! Leroy Jenkins! Coming in with the lovely jubbly. We may need to postpone that. I apologize greatly. I will give you back your points. We're about to start shortly. I'm very sorry for that. It's just... Oh, and you shouldn't be seeing that. And we're just going to... Wait, that's the wrong side. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Wait. Wait. Wait, this is the... Hang on, what the hell is this? What's going on? What's going on? Hang on. Hang on! Oh my god. Okay. I should have really completed all of these. Anyway, reject that one and complete all. Yes, mark everything as complete. Oh my god. Holy shit. You didn't see it, but that was a lot. That was a lot. That was a fuck ton of a lot. Anyway, let's start to basically get these numbers in check and begin! Oh, Leroy. You came in at a lovely time. Because I'll tell you this right now. We may or may not have basically gotten a new monarch, King Zako, after the previous monarch was unexpectedly, broke! Oh, let me try that again. Broke! Yes. That's what I was trying to say. It was making a righteous little silly. But, we have an authority of 5, a stability of 5, a treasury of 1,500 gold. And as well as that, we got a trade of 7, 6, and 5. 7 for the chiefs, 6 for the counts, 9 for the grandees. For the farming, we have 5 for the chiefs, 4 for the counts, and 10 for the grandees. For military, we have 2 for the chiefs, 2 for the counts, and 6 for the grandees. As for the ever so loving fave, we got a fifth of 9 on the chiefs, a fifth of 9 on the counts, and a fifth of 8 on the grandees. Whilst for the defiance of chiefs and counts of 2, because the grandees got their monarch because of that massive failure that came about. But until then, let's introduce ourselves. The Ninth God has smiled upon us, and our plans have come to fruition. Verily, there is much to celebrate. Ah, young Cameron Diaz. Welcome, you are part of the lovely counts. Be sure to enjoy your 1,000 gold, don't spend it all in one place. Lovely jubbly. Ah, Leroy, thank you ever so much for the ever-so-loving follow. And I'm sorry you couldn't be part of the chieftains. I think you should have just said chiefs, because I don't think chieftains counted. Oh well. And thank you, young Cameron Diaz, for the ever-so-loving follow as well. I will follow it up with a lovely little introduction of myself if you want to know a little... Wait, I don't think that's how that works. I don't think you can switch. No worries. Do not worry, but if you want to know more about me, my name is ThatBastardChap. I stream on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays at 5 p.m. GMT to 9 p.m. GMT. Here's this!
Hello, Muppet.
I don't know why I acted like that. Let me try it again.
Hello, you Muppet. Welcome to the Twitch channel of ThatBastardChap. Except bastard is spelt with a 5 as opposed to an S because Twitch won't let us do it. Anyway, you know this channel's for a right geezer. We're all about the bees and the fucking honey, you know what I mean? We got the memes, the video games. I also have feet and knees. What a coincidence. Great deal. You stop on by my Twitch, I make some killer content and a little bit of money on the side, and you get to laugh at me because I'm a funny guy all the way from the British Isles, which is where Jack the Ripper was, and he killed a bunch of prostitutes, which was pretty shitty at the time, I imagine, but there was a lot of things happening at the time in London at that time that was bad. Anyway, come on in and join the memes, lads. It's a good fucking time, innit?
Did someone just sub right now? I thank you ever so kindly. Ever so kindly. I appreciate it, Leroy. Leroy! Coming in with the Subarino. Hey, React-Bot. What do you have to say to our Holy shit, we just got a hype train! React-Bot, what do you have to say about this?
But Doctor, I am Pagliacci.
What are you on about? This has nothing to do with Pagliacci. But oh! Poet in a box, welcome! We have just got, you're just walking right into a fucking hype train that just came out of fucking nowhere! You are a part of the grandees, here's your 1,000 gold, don't spend it all in one place! Or maybe do so, who cares? Because apparently the hype train just came out of fucking nowhere! Leafy, can you believe this? Hyena, can you believe this? But yes, we're just gonna calm down. We're gonna calm down from this. And thus we will now continue. The ninth has smiled upon us, and our plans have come to fruition. Verily, there is much to celebrate. Now, remember your duty. You must ensure that the grandees' interests are enforced throughout the kingdom. The top voice acting is top notch. Oh, thank you ever so kindly. I appreciate it very much. If you like that, then you'll love the counts. Ninth bless the South. Indeed, ninth bless us all. Now, introduce yourself to the rest of the council. But don't forget what I told you today. Introduce yourself to the Council of the East. In honor to finally make your acquaintance, your highness, may you escape the doom that befell your predecessor. Yes, the one that was broke! Very much so. We are not going to talk about that one in any way, shape, or form. It's, a very daunting time. Very daunting. We do not talk about that one. We do not talk about that. Not in any way, shape, or form. We do not talk about the previous predecessor. Not in any way, shape, or form. No, not in any way, shape, or form. No. But yes, regardless, we move on. The court of voice acting. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. And introduce yourself to the Chiefs of the North. Good luck in the days ahead, Your Majesty. You'll need to deal with a lot of us. Would you believe that I'm part of the Nordic lifestyle? Aye. And with that, the introductions are done. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices. Meanwhile, what do you think? Will he be a good little king and do as he's told? Too early to tell. We should have a backup plan, just in case. Ooh, won't that be interesting? Anyway, the coronation! Your Majesty, you may have won the throne from King Lagertha V. Yes, that's right, King Lagertha V. There was 5 other people that could not take me on. That could not take me on until now! And it was only because the treasury was fully fucking empty, but we are not going to talk about that in any way, shape, or form. You have to change your accent into a German accent for the Chiefs. No. Do you know why? I like the Scottish accent. I like the Scottish accent, and when I think of the Chiefs, I just think of Vikings. That's all I have to think about. Think nothing of it, alright? Yes. As is tradition, they will decide what happens at your coronation. Let's get this over with. Shall we call the nobles in? Alright, everyone! We have A. Hold a lavish ceremony in the south. C. Throw the king into the river. Or D. The nobles must put on a vast banquet for the king. Holy shit, that's a lovely thing to say the least. Ah! Jurgazi! Here, you are part of the grandees. Welcome back from the far. Here's your 1,350 gold. Hopefully you don't have to spend all that in lovely one place. C or D, vote now! Voting. The voting is for you. Hey, voting. Which one will you all vote for? Voting is for you now. Voting is for you now. Oh. I want party. Well, in the river with you, go. I wanted to party. Don't worry, Jurgazi. It will happen eventually. And thank you very much for the hype train. I appreciate it very much. It's been a while since I've ever had a hype train. I appreciate it very much. I appreciate it. Anyway, throw me in the fucking river. Ah! Voting has closed, and thus we throw the king into the river. Hope he can swim. If not, it'll be a short campaign, won't it? Anyway, moving on. Throw the king into the river. It is decided. The king will be thrown in the river. Alright, let me get changed out of my nice robes. Nobles pick you up and carry you out to the Treadwater River, hurtling you into the shallow water with a cheer. When you climb back up the bank soaking wet, the Chancellor steps forward and places the crown upon your head. Is it your imagination, or are some of the nobles stifling giggles? Do a backflip. I can't. You threw me into it. How am I supposed to do a backflip when you basically are grabbing me by the hands and legs? You can't do that, Cameron Diaz. You just can't. Anyway, time for the path to victory.
Your Majesty, the history books do not look kindly upon upstarts, unless, of course, they prove themselves worthy of the throne they have stolen. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? I'd full ballista bomb you in that river. Fair enough. Well, looking at the stats that we see here, I think I will go as a saint! That's right. The church will love you, I suspect. But will anyone else? I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's overall faith as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty.
Hell no! Hell no! Dorime, hintari dorhare pare dorime, hameno, latiremo, hameno. Yes, very much. And the season! Packer of the Jagazi lineage, charismatic former priest, stands bathed in sunshine, droning on as in a daze. Praise be! Zakol now sits the throne, and the grandees are in charge. But the other regions will already be scheming to depose him. Do we stay loyal to the king, or cut our losses and put me on the throne instead? The voice of an angel. Oh. Hey, if you want to hear more of my lovely angel voice, be sure to check out my lovely YouTube channel. Hopefully you enjoy that. Anyway, you voted for loyalist. Thank you! I knew I could rely on all of you to basically be a part of my lovely loyalist lineage. I appreciate it very much. I like Angel more, to be honest. Ah, perfect. Thank you. The voting is closed, and thus, the loyalists of aiding moi, yours truly. That settles it then! Glory to the king, and glory to the night god! But we can always change our minds if Zako ever gets out of line. We can take up arms and get rid of him the old-fashioned way. The Grandee's goal is to aid the king by countering the over-region schemes as much as they can. They will win the game if the king produces an heir and completes his ambition. Lovely. You got OnlyFans? Let me check on my socials. We've got Twitter, a YouTube, we got a Discord, we got a TikTok, and we got a Blue Sky account. No, I guess you and the guy who basically pirates this whole stream by virtue of getting... No, I am sad. Oh, don't worry. If you think about it, this is all on Twitch. I can't... is the Blue Sky shit for spicy content? You gotta be... don't make me go into haram mode. I'm going to go in haram mode just for this very moment. We are a family-friendly fucking channel, you degenerates. As you can see, I have pixelated this, because as far as I'm concerned, the spicy content will be where it needs to be. Isn't that right, ReactBot? Isn't that right, ReactBot?
The old one was better.
There was no old one. How? Get out. Get off my screen. His face cam is the spicy content. Yes. Let's call it that. That is the only way to go about this. And let's face it, you and the guy who basically pirated this stream by virtue of just having a channel, like a TV channel, dedicated to making sure that they only see me on the CRT screen. I don't know about you, but as far as I'm concerned, that guy is all forms of messed up. If he has anything to say, he may as well just type that shit in chat. But as far as I'm concerned, he is not to be trusted. Alright? Alright? I think ReactBot is drunk at the moment. Did someone spike his teeth? Probably. But yes, let's just move on from there. However, if Defiance gets too high, they can still change their minds and rise up in rebellion. Lovely. Meanwhile, Carl... Oh my god. Carl of the young Cameron Diaz dynasty, powerful esteemed auditor, leans delicately on a podium, sighing, "My fellow counts, in ancient times, the East was its own proud kingdom. We can bring back those days of glory, but not while the false king Zacho wears the crown. What will you do? Leafy and Cameron Diaz? Blood ritual, which is having the highest farming? B, ascension, which is lowering your own faith? Or C, possession, which is lowering your own defiance? Which one shall you do? Show the stats. What do you... He king one. I mean, the stats are right here. Can you not see them? Oh. Well, you have 10 more seconds! 10! 9! Oh, and you picked. You have chosen to lower your own defiance by virtual possession. Lovely. Carl's past life is like Romania. Bloody. Where? I just think, Count Dracula. The Counts plan to summon a demon to possess the king, putting him totally under their control. First, they must lull the king into a false sense of security. To advance their schemes, the Counts must lower their defiance to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Lovely jubbly. Meanwhile, Odhella of the Leroy Jenkins clan, charismatic political mastermind, stands precariously on a longhouse crossbeam, spitting as they speak. Chance on enough! We all know I should be on a throne, not this imposter King Zacho. How do they make that happen? Alright, do you A, do sorcery, which is, of course, raising the authority, B, subterfuge, which is lowering stability, or C, prophecy of raising the authority? Which one shall you do, Leroy? Because you're the only noble. I'm afraid. But which one shall you do? And by the way, after the time goes up, you have probably 10 more seconds! And you've already picked sorcery, which is raising the authority. Lovely jubbly. Voting is closed. And thus, that's what will happen. The chiefs plan to make a bargain with a wizard. These immoral spellcasters solemn get involved in political squabbles, but perhaps if the king was considered a threat to their autonomy. To advance their schemes, the chiefs must raise authority to 5 or more in 2 seasons. Lovely jubbly. So, your schemes are now in conception, and going to be in fruition. Time for the laws of the land to be enacted! We are to probably pick, let's go for reverse voting. Hopefully you're all paying attention when it comes down to that. Lovely jubbly. End the season! And thus we have an exotic plant, a fishy wedding, and the honor guard. Let's go for the honor guard. As is tradition, each region offers a selection of elite guards. The chief with the most famous warrior heroes, the counts were knights of the Order of the Drum Rose, and the grandees offer the fiercest battle nuns from the Sisterhood of Steel. Ooh. We can't possess you with a demon. There is already one inside you, chap. No room for more. Oh, don't worry. The British have already possessed me. I get that. Ooh, plant. Think carefully, your majesty. These guards' loyalties will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They'll be loyal to a kind above all. Last time I basically had... Oh. Your Holiness, the Sisters of Steel are chosen by the 9th god. Surely they will be chosen by you as well. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Oh, I've made my decision. I'll wait your verdict with bated breath, your majesty. Oh. I don't know. Which one should I pick? Let's go for the battle nuns. The chiefs are packed with the Romanians. You never know. Anyway, I'll make the arrangements at once. The battle nuns arrive in the palace a few weeks later. They nod to you silently, their solemn steel mask betraying nothing, before filling into formation behind your throne. Oh, don't you enjoy a lovely throne? Time for the exotic plant. Grandee, poet in a box, strides into the council chamber, brandishing a clay pot from which grows a long, leafy plant with floppy yellow flowers. Unexpert farmers have discovered a new kind of plant, your highness. Oh, and I'm afraid there's going to be a 3-minute ad break, so you know what that means, I'm afraid.
I've
declared war not because capitalism's a thorn in my side, around nostalgia for an America gone by. This war's a people's war against a system that spiraled out of our control. It's a war against the fucking forces of entropy. Understand? Do whatever it takes to stop them. Defeat them. Gut them. If I gotta kill, I'll kill. If I need your body, I'll fucking take it. Fucking hell. If you don't want to see those ads, be sure to sub to this channel or be in a VPN, or just go to the YouTube multi-stream channel that's also streaming this game as well. Hopefully you get lucky when it comes to being as anti-ad as possible. We're planting a witch circle in every corner of the kingdom. Well, hopefully you don't disturb the neighbors when that happens. But of course we continue. I thought you might like to name this exciting new Planty McPlantface. Descriptive. I like it. The stuff grows wonderfully fast. It tastes horrible, but the farm animals do not mind. I suggest we grow it in the south as a livestock feed. Or perhaps it would make a nice addition to the palace decor. Oh, lovely. So, we have A. Seize the Planty McPlantface crop from the grandees and plant it in the palace. B. Cultivate it in the south. Or C. Ban the crop. It could be dangerous. Whichever happens first is beyond me. A or B, vote. Actually, no. You know what? Let's do reverse voting. Remember what reverse voting does. It's the one you don't want to pick. You have to vote for that one. Alright, A, B, or C, vote now! Which one won't you vote for? Which one don't you want? Which one don't you want? Which one will be the one that you do not want? Which one don't you want? Which one is not the one that you want? Please, remember, this is the one that you do not want to vote for in the first place. Which one don't you want to have voted for in the first place? Because it's reverse voting. Hopefully, you got the memo before a hand. Hopefully that was put into consideration. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. It looks like you want to seize the Planty McPlantface crop from the grandees and plant it in the palace. Lovely jubbly. And thus, yep. Not all grandees are happy about their Planty McPlantface being uprooted and put in the capital, but Grandee, poet in a box, is grateful for the cash. Yes, gotta get that dosh somehow. Enjoy your lovely dosh, Sharinos. Meanwhile, Planty McPlantface quickly established itself in the greenhouses, along with your walls and occasionally creeping into your windows. Ow! Hello, Ice Blue Dragon. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself with hitting me over the head with another pack of biscuits. Lovely jubbly. Anyway, time for this fishy wedding. Oh, wouldn't you agree? I know I agree. Time for this fishing wedding. Your Majesty, the Archduke of Sal has invited you to his forthcoming wedding. Your attendance would help shore up relations between our two great nations. Not just playing, just lurking. Alright, perfectly fine, Ice Blue Dragon. God above, a great nation! The Isle of Sal is nothing more than a nest of pirates and cutthroats. And I heard it isn't a proper marriage anyway. The Archduke is marrying a fish. Oh, haram! Very much so. Hey, Reactbot, what do you think about interspecies relationships when it comes to merfolk?
So there's that.
Very well, really. I guess so. Just got to keep that in mind as we're going along. The groom is a finfolk, one of the denizens of the sea, perfectly sentient, and totally, actually amphibious. Well, the church does not agree with a man marrying a fish. We mustn't legitimize this farce by allowing the king to attend. Ah, thank you for the lovely drink, Redeem. I appreciate it very much. Drinking from this lovely cup. You want a posture check? Thank you, young Cameron Diaz. For that, I will keep myself upright and uprooted. Very good. A tad hot! Very much. Yes. Anyway, A, of course the king should attend the wedding. B, the king will not attend. Ow. But will send his warm regards. Or C, condemn the wedding and sever diplomatic ties with the island of Sal. Now, if you ask me, by the way, thank you for the biscuits, Leroy. Stop hitting me over the head with it. Damn it. I need to have those biscuits later. Thank you for the meal, anyway. Anyway, B or C, vote now! Voting. The voting is for you. Hey! Voting. Which one will you all vote for now? Voting is for you now. Get it, voting is for you. Hey! Voting. Hey! Voting. Holy shit! Oh, we've got a tiebreaker! You know what? Hey, I'm all about that faith, bruv. Condemn the wedding and sever diplomatic ties with the island of Sal. Your Majesty, I must protest in the strongest terms. Quite apart from being simply rude, this will inflame tensions between... Ow! Quiet, you! The council has spoken. Oh! Yeah! I wouldn't say yippee. At the end of the day, we just basically stopped a wedding right in the kisser. You send an angry letter to the Archduke of Sal decrying the marriage as blasphemous and icky. The grandees are happy with your firm stance, and the church sings your praises. Lovely jubbly, wouldn't you say? And the season! And we are now in the orchard stages! I hope you've got your gold ready! As we see here, we've got Captain Leafy the Third with 4,600, Hyena Droid the Second with 2,550 gold, Gurazi with 1,350 gold, Poet in a Box with 1,300 gold, Leroy Jenkins with 1,000, and Young Cameron Diaz, which definitely means that Leroy and Young Cameron Diaz are the most broke out of all of you. That's right, penniless. You are going to be homeless, or at least to the extent of 1,000 gold being. As we see here, for the chiefs, we've got A monument, which raises the authority, B, a theatre, which lowers the authority. For the counts, we have C, an aqueduct, which raises the farming, and D, a library, which raises stability. Meanwhile, the grandees have E, a fortress, which raises the military, and F, a grand bazaar, which raises the trade. A, B, C, D, E, or F, get your bags out and throw them on the ground! Get your bidding on! Bid it on! Get your bidding on! Get your money on! Oh, and already we see that we've gotten a risen of military for 5,550 for the grandees, whilst we've got a raise of authority. Will someone snipe? Oh my god, someone has sniped it! 1,300 with a lesser of authority. That was put in the box the entirety of their money. Will someone prevent that from occurring? You only have 25. Oh! Nothing will happen if B and A are the only things that happen. Will someone interject? Will someone throw money at the problem? What will happen next as we go into 10 more seconds? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Absolute cinema. And as we see here, Hyena Droid the Second with 1,500 in their repertoire. And Captain Lever the Third doing a raising of stability and the military of the Risen. Ooh, you're gonna be like the highest ranking military if you keep this up. I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you. Anyway, and the season! Meanwhile, we got parental planting. We got oh, let's do the finding a spouse first. I can't see what that one is. Your Majesty, it's important you find a spouse sooner rather than later. I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What's your preference? Men, women, or do you not mind? I do not care. I made people spend more money with that call. I'm fine keeping my money. Basically, Garazi is unfortunately the most broke out of all of you. But money was spent, of course. Money was very much spent. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll send out messages to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. Let's have a relationship with a gender-fluid furry person. I could do nothing but somehow get more money. I can only go nowhere but up! 2k away from counts to raise our kingdom's stability. Very much so. It's an easy enough decision. You'll marry into the grandees as we agreed before you took the throne. Right? 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 Oi, mate, you got a marriage license for that? What, mate? I don't fucking care what the license says. I'll be off in the pen if I have any. Oh, fucking. Anyway, moving on. We've got Salandish Pirateers? Privateers? Oh my. Your Holiness, it's terrible. Pirates have gone going after all the merchants' vessels. I'm nearly back. What do you mean, nearly? You're motherfucking broke! Look at that shit! Reactbot, what do you have to say to Garazi's absolute decimation of funding?
Instant karma.
Hey, you heard him. You're damn right. You heard that. You heard that right. You heard that right. Oh my, I'm broke. Boom sound. He invested in Airtel, pretty much. He invested in cryptocurrency. It went down the drain. These are typical Salish tactics, Your Majesty. The Archduke was infuriated by your response to his wedding, and he's getting revenge the only way he knows how. Piracy. Well, unfortunately, that's only speculation. We have no concrete evidence that these are Slandish ships. Well then, I guess we only have to find a way to go around this. Okay. Do we A, threaten war against Sal? B, hire privateers of our own? C, send the Royal Navy to patrol the Ghost Sea and protect shipping routes? Or D, send a gift and a note of apology to the Archduke of Sal? Now you know me. I like my money to be where it is. So A, C, or D, vote now! Voting, voting, voting. The voting is for you. Hey! Voting, 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 voting. Which one will you vote for? Which one will you vote for? Which one will you vote for? Oh my dear God, you're threatening war. Oh dear. Oh my dear God. Oh. Well. I was just Well, just gonna continue from where we left off. Voting has closed, and thus as a result we are threatening war against Sal. Without any proof of Sal's involvement, your saber rattling is met with international scorn. You don't have justification for war, and your threats are empty. Pirates continue to devastate your trade routes, and the nobles whisper that the Archduke of Sal has made you look like a fool. Well, isn't that unfortunate? Anyway, moving on. You feel relaxed and full of energy as Grandee, put in a box, strolls into the council chambers. A stray tendril of Planty McPlanface has curled around the arm of your chair. Wonderful day, isn't it, Your Highness? I'm feeling fit as a fiddle. Yes, a few of the scholars have been researching the properties of Planty McPlanface, and the scent of the flowers have a euphoric effect. But perhaps that's a good thing. If it makes everyone more cheerful, where's the harm? Interesting idea, but it's harmless. Keep it in the palace. Wouldn't you agree? Or A, remove the Planty McPlanface from the palace immediately. B, it's harmless, keep it in the palace. Or C, keep it here, but make Planty McPlanface illegal in the south. A, B, or C, vote now! Voting, 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 the voting is for you. Voting, 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 which one will you all vote for now? Voting, voting is for you now. Voting, 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 voting is for you now. Voting. And we have all just gotten all of this. It's time for a rolling of the dice. It's harmless. Keep it in the palace. We're all good. Voting is closed. And thus it's harmless. Keep it in the palace. Roll the dice! A 90%. A fucking 90%. Riapot, what do you have to say about this?
My hungry ass could not.
I could not either. The Grandees grow restless, wondering aloud whether your judgment is sound when you settle in your bed that night, leaves coils around your ceiling. I tried to warn you, my liege. Yeah. Well, didn't warn me hard enough. I'm blaming you. That's right, put it in the box. You're to blame. Anyway, end the season! Meanwhile, hidden in the labyrinth beneath an eastern castle, a pair of counts meet to speak of their schemes against the king. The councillor sent me a fruit basket last week to thank us for our efforts in helping the crown. It's working. Our reputation is secure. Our problem now is the Archbishop. His beady little eyes will be focused on us if we are not careful. We must evade him at all costs. For the next stage of the scheme, the counts must lower their faith to 4 or less in 4 seasons. Well. Oh. I will take all the blame, my liege. Well. Moving on! Quite hard. Yes. Meanwhile! Far in the north, Chief Leroy Jenkins sits before a roaring hearth, 2 enormous wolfhounds laying at his feet. Gods be good! This is a disaster! King Zackle is the weakest ruler we've had in decades! Hey, there's no way we can convince a wizard the king might be a threat. The king's scarcely a threat to his own dinner! The chiefs aim to raise authority to 5 or more. Moving on from there. Interesting to say the least. Anyway. Oh, it's tax season, is it? Oh! Well, would you look at that. The Grandees vineyards provide a bountiful harvest, making 500 wealth. The other nobles gain 200 wealth. Interesting. you know what? Let's just keep it as is. There's no reason to store any flames at all, considering everything's been nice and calm lately. And the season! And thus, we now have a laughingstock, a fever, and eligible options. Let's go for the eligible options. I have found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible young candidate from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely. You'll be securing a powerful alliance. Yeah, I know. The Chancellor leads you to the Great Hall where they've arranged 3 portraits on easels. For now, each is covered by a cloth. Alright then, let's see these eligible candidates. They whisk away the cloth from the first portrait. This is Asgal, firstborn son of the Northern Leroy Jenkins clan. He's your typical northern lad, as far as I can tell. Big and loud and all of the social graces of a goat, but means well. He's made himself quite wealthy with the series of shrewd investments. Had a bit of controversy a while back when his clan hall burned down. Apparently his peasants were to blame. Interest. I could see the appeal, I suppose. This is Desdomina. Yes. Desdomina, the eldest daughter of the Eastern Captain Leafy dynasty. I'm not sure why the artist made her look so severe, just a trick of the light, perhaps. A very penurious young lady. The other counts think she's mad, but she treats the peasants far too nicely. She's an intriguing candidate, I can see that. And finally, from the south, Ada, the eldest daughter of the Hyena Droid lineage. She's reputed to have an ego the size of the sun. But there's nothing wrong with confidence, right? She's an obsessive gambler, a pastime frowned upon in the south. It's been the cause of some scandal. She's tried her hand at a number of ventures, though they all seem to have ended in disaster. Not bad at all. At least my child is nice to people. What do you think? Of course, by picking a candidate, you'll anger the other regions, but you'll gain a lifelong alliance. Let's go for... I made my decision. Let's go for Asgal of the North. Why don't we? Excellent. I'll make the arrangements at once. Lovely jubbly. Apparently I have a fee... Oh, that must be from the plans. The sparkling energy brought by early pandemic plant-based blooms have been replaced with a fever that hits the entire palace. Indoors, the air is thick with its heavy scent. Sweat pours from your brow like a waterfall. When servants open the windows, leaves and stems cloud inside as though hungry. When the scholars from Quail University investigate the pandemic plant-face, it becomes clear that it's responsible for the sickness. Alright guys! Do we do A, order the sub-farmers to help destroy the pandemic plant-face, or C, pray for health? Which one shall you do? A or C, vote now! Voting, 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 the voting is for you. Hey! Vote-y, 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 vote. Hey! Vote-y, 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 voting is for you. Hey! Vote-y, 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 you now. Vote-y, 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 you. Hey! Vote-y, 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 voting. Vote-y, 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 voting. Oh my fucking god. We now have a tied vote, and I wonder which one I will pick. I'm going to pray for health. Yo, I'm gonna bring religion into this. Pray for good health, baby. Ha ha ha! A fleet of southern priests arrive at the palace. They sparkle holy water on your feverish brow and wander through the overgrowth corridors, chanting somnolessly. In a matter of days, your fever breaks and the tendrils of pandemic plant-face shrivel and wither. A miracle! The Archbishop praises the ninth god for his health. Lovely jubbly. That's what we like to hear. Anyway, a laughingstock. Your Majesty, the acclaimed playwright Montego, Chicken Steel, has written another smash hit. All the theatres in the capital are showing it nightly. Oh, wonderful. I love his work. So do I. So does everyone. But the problem is that the new play features a character obviously based on you. How am I portrayed? The character is portrayed by a professional clown named Biffo. At one point, a bucket of custard is upended over his head and he sits on the throne. Your Highness, peasants and nobles alike are watching this play. The theatres are packed. You must put a stop to it. You simply cannot be known as King Biffo. I'll attend the play myself, actually. A stock silence falls in the theatre as heralds announce your arrival. You wave from the royal box as the actors stare up at you, clearly horrified. The show must go on! The play begins. Soon enough, the Clown King arrives on stage, comedically tripping on his own robe. They somehow found an actor who looks just like you. Endless humiliations are heaped on this honking, squeaking parody. Finally, the play concludes with the custard-drenched king handing his crown to the deserving hero. All eyes turn on you. How do you react? Hey, let's climb onto that stage. The actors shrink away from you. The audience are deadly silent. Everyone's terrified of what you'll do next. Congratulate the actors on a hilarious play. Oh, the audience break out into relieved cheers. The actors bow before you, weeping from gratitude. Yeah, what do you think I am? Some sort of fucking psycho? What do you think I am? Some dictator? How dare? After that, the whole capital can talk about nothing but your good humor and mercy. We all love a good sense of humor now and then. And the season! Deep in the back rooms of the royal palace, the southern grandees are poring over secret letters and scribbled diagrams. On the wall is a corkboard filled with pins and crisscrossed by coloured string. The king has finally found a match, even if it isn't who we had hoped. Now he just needs to get on with the wedding. Indeed, and then on the producing an heir. The counts have been unusually quiet recently. They've been trying to get into the king's good books, but they can't work out why. Then we've got to keep up our efforts. King Zako isn't going anywhere on our watch. The grandees must continue to aid the king by countering the other region's schemes. They will win the game if the king produces an heir and completes his ambition. Lovely jubbly. Alright. Oh, actually. Hey! Why not? Call for unity instead of reverse voting. And the heir! We've got a terrible curse. The rightful heir and the royal wedding. Let's go for the royal wedding. Your wedding to Asgal is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. It feels as you're the only one not taking part, though. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Asgal at your side. Do you take this man as your lovely wedded husband? Yeah, whatever. Then I pronounce you king and husband. Ha! Ha! After the wedding, of course, there's a feast, and after the feast, a dance, where your new husband, Asgal, dances so vigorously that he spills wine all over himself. By the time you find yourself alone with Asgal, it's past midnight, and you've never felt more tired. God! I'm so drunk! And yet, somehow, not drunk enough! Time for more wine! Servants! Bring us wine! That's the spirit! Chocolate Dub did. Shall we go to bed together? No time like the present, eh? Chaka-bra! He swings back the last dregs of his wine and leads you to bed. Chaka-bra. I'm so fucking drunk right now. Anyway, the rightful heir. Greetings, Countess young Cameron Diaz. Do you recognize me? Lagerfeld the Fifth. Can't say that I do. My name is Lagerfeld the Fifth, and I am the rightful heir to the throne. Many years ago, my father, King Lagerfeld the Fifth, was overthrown and upspurred by the wicked King Zacco. By the blood of the dead, I've been hiding out in the east ever since, kept safe by those still loyal to my father, and now I've come to beg your aid in reclaiming my throne. Give me a moment. I must discuss this with my peers. What the fuck are we going to do with this one? I don't know. We must kill him at once. You can't seriously be considering this Poppin' Jay's claim. We agreed that you'd make me take the throne. Worry not, that's not our goal. But having the rightful heir in our pockets may still prove useful. We can use him to sow chaos in kingdom and undermine the king's authority. Or we could just have him killed and forget this ever happened. He's probably lying anyway, just a bezed fellow with a passing resemblance to the previous king and delusions of grandeur. Alright, this is your choice. Do you A. support his cause, B. have Lagerfeld the Fifth quietly killed, C. turn him over to the king as a show of loyalty, or D. investigate his legitimacy? Which one shall you pick, Captain Lethe and young Cameron Diaz? Which one shall you choose? Get your voting on. You need to know only a few more seconds later. 10 more seconds! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Going once, Captain Young Cameron Diaz. Going twice. Support the cause of Lagerfeld the Fifth. Lovely. Good news, Lagerfeld the Fifth. The counts will support your cause as long as you do exactly what we say. Oh! Hooray! What's the first step? Rebellion? March on the capital? King Zacco's treacherous head on a spike? No, not yet. Have patience. We have to be very careful. If the king finds out about this, we'll all face the Ice Blue Dragon. Oh. We need some time to think about our next step. I suppose I've waited long over a decade already. Another few weeks won't kill me. Very well. Moving on from that endeavor, time for a terrible curse that befell the chiefs. Chief Leroy Jenkins rushes into the council chamber, breathless and in disarray. By the blood of the dead, you look like you haven't slept for weeks. That's because I've been placed under a curse! Look at my hairs falling out in chunks! By the ninth god, get away from me! It was one of my villagers! I saw it in her knees! She's an evil witch! Alright, do we A, have the so-called witch tested, or B, send scholars to the northern lands to find an explanation? A or B, vote now! Voting, 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 the voting is for you. Hey, voting is for you now. Voting is for you now. Voting for you. Voting. Sorry about that bad burp. Vote. I feel Leroy is just getting old. Hey, you don't know. But yes. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And it would look as if, have that so-called witch tested. Voting is closed, and thus we roll the dice! Oh, you arrange for a priestess of the goddess Morgana to question the farmer. Isn't as squeamish about witches as other regions, but even they draw the line at cursing a chief without good reason. Roll the dice! Yes! After several days of meditation, smoking out the peasants' girls' dwellings, and concentrating Leroy Jenkins' I can't pronounce that. Leroy Jenkins' estate, the priestess makes her announcement. The accursed is innocent. Things settle down, and Leroy Jenkins eventually admits that some new pomade may be to blame for his hair troubles. Yeah, just don't blame the fact that you're maybe losing your hair, that's all. Moving on! And the season! And thus we move on. And looks like the schemes are still going on. And the season! And thus we have a helping hand, an eerie feeling, and hair grievances. Let's go for a helping hand first. Zako, I had something I wanted to ask you. I don't have long. Please be quick about it. As you surely know, I run a very successful lumber company back in the north. But the current laws are a little restrictive for my trade. Lots of tariffs and regulations. You know how it is. I was hoping you could push some changes in the council. Eliminate some of the more cumbersome quality standards for northern lumber, perhaps. That's corruption, plain and simple. I wouldn't call it that. It's just a helping hand, that's all. Our common folk would surely thank you for it. Fine, I'll assemble the fucking council. Please, Morgana. I'll see you there. Alright, shall we? A, relax quality standards on only northern lumber. B, relax quality standards on all lumber kingdom. I wouldn't do that. So we either do A or C do nothing. Vote! Hang on. But my liege, it would help the whole kingdom's trade. Then let's call for a unity then. A, B, or C, vote now! Voting. The voting is for you. Hey, voting is for you now. Voting is for you now. Voting. Voting is for you now. Voting is for you now. Voting. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Would you look at that? The voting is closed. And thus relax quality standards on all lumber in the kingdom. Mother of mountains! This is terrible! The opposite of what I wanted! The relaxation of standards all across the kingdom has a result of lowering production costs and boosting the economies of all the regions. Unfortunately, it also leads to a lot of collapsed buildings and avoidable accidents. Oh, that's interesting to say at least. Hair grievances. Let's see that one. I'm tired of waiting around. What are you going to do? Help. Oh, wait. What are you going to do? To help me reclaim my stolen throne. 9th. Give me patience. Fine. We'll figure something out. Alright. Alright. Do you B, use Lagertha V to sow dissent among the peasantry? C, challenge the king's legitimacy in court? Or D, actually, we've changed our minds. Let's just kill him. Which one shall you do? B, C, or D? Which one shall you choose? You, Leafy? Cameron Diaz? Which one shall you choose? Because as far as I'm concerned, you've got a lot to keep in mind. Either that or we'll let random choice pick it. 10 more seconds! 10, 9, 8! Oh, you were picked. Actually, we have changed our mind. Let's just kill him. Fair enough. Voting is closed. Actually, we changed our minds. Let's just kill him. Yes, good plan. Another claimant will only complicate matters. Hello again, Countess Young Cameron Diaz. Have you and the other counts had time to consider my proposal? Oh yes, we did. Let's open a bottle of wine to celebrate. 10 minutes later, an empty wine cup falls to the floor, followed shortly by Lagerford V frothing in the mouth. Hey, Reactbot, do you think, we've just killed another predecessor?
I heckin' love science.
I mean, poison there was a scientific compound made to make poison, so it makes sense, I guess. Sorry about this. If it's any consolation, that's the fastest and most painless poison money can buy. With Lagerford V dead, King Zacco's claim to the throne is now stronger than ever before. Lovely jubbly. Time for this. There it is, my friend, that eerie feeling. I am most pleased with the new library we built on my land, but the scholars believe the library is cursed. They refuse to read any of the books on the bookshelves. Well, that's inconvenient. Yes, lambertly, nobody can tell me why they think it's cursed. They just say it gives them a creepy feeling. What should we do? Well, obviously you know damn well what it should be. We either A, have the High Inquisitor perform an exorcism, which I think we'll have a good chance with. B, paint puppies and clowns all over the library to make it less creepy. Or C, order the scholars to stop complaining. A, B, or C, vote now! Voting, 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 the voting is for you. Hey! Voting, 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 which one will you all vote for now? Voting, voting is for you now. Voting, 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 voting is for you now. Voting, 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 voting. Voting is for you now. Vote. Hey! 10 more seconds! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And thus the voting is closed. And thus we have had the High Inquisitor perform an exorcism. Roll the dice! Man, these high chances seem to really love it when the High Inquisitor reports back a few weeks later. It's not good news. Reactbot, what do you think about this whole lowering of the faith?
This is my reacting face.
Damn. Damn. When the High Inquisitor, yeah. I didn't find any hobs, witches, ghosts, or demons inhabiting the library. But something is very wrong with the place. The Inquisition has failed you, your highness. We should shut down the whole library until we identify which evil force is at work. And the season! Far to the north, Chief Leroy Jenkins sits before a roaring hearth, 2 enormous wolf ants lying at his feet. A shadow darkens the door. The hounds whimper and flee, tails tucked between their legs, as a skeletal figure steps into the room, accompanied by the jingling of 1,000 tiny bells. My apologies! I have that effect on dogs! Their ears are so sensitive! Why did you call this evening? Yeah, I may be a mortal, but my time is still more precious than yours. I thought we might have a common goal. The king has been overstepping his bounds recently, hasn't he? That's true! The watch tried to turn me away from my favorite bakery last week, simply because my presence shattered all the windows in a mile's radius. I'll help you! Mrs. Miggins' fig rolls are worth committing regicide for! But first, you'll need to take care of the bees! Did you say bees? Yes! In the Dreamlands, they call themselves the Dream of Being, and they're a deadly foe! Even for a wizard! Of course, their weaking selves just tend to buzz about pollinate flowers. They love all kinds of royalty! Protect them from magical threats, but they won't harm non-magical folk beyond the occasional sting. For the next stage of the scheme, the chiefs must lower all regions combined farming to 14 or less in 4 seasons. Combined, may I add. That's 20. You have a lot to go on. Time for the auction stages! For Captain Leafy III, we have 2,700. For Poet in the Box, we have 1,700. Hyena Droid II, we have 1,400. Leroy Jenkins, we have 1,100. And Young Cameron Diaz, we have 1,100. And Gorazzi with 400, which makes Gorazzi the most broke out of everyone here. But for the chiefs, we have A, a deer park, which lowers the farming. B, a theatre, which lowers the authority. For the counts, we have C, a fortress, which raises the military. And D, an observatory, which lowers the faith. Meanwhile, the grandees have E, a stadium, which lowers the military, and F, a thieves guild, which lowers the trade. A, B, C, D, E, or F, get your bags out and throw them on the ground! Get your bidding on. Bid it on! What will you bid on tonight? Which one will you bid on? Which will it be? Oh my god, you just got a bid in for D. A, and it looks like we got 400 on E for lowering of the grandees military. Do I see anything observing that, whilst D is basically lowering of the faith? Do I see a sniper at any point? We have 30 seconds later. Do I see 1,100? Do I see a 400? 400. We're a D in E. 1,700 on B. Lowering of the authority. We have B, lowering of the authority. Whilst for D, of lowering of the faith, we have 1,700 and 100. Do I see a 1,800, 1,000, 1,000, 1,700, 1,000 and 1,800? Do I see a 1,800 on a B or a D as we go into... But the faith has been lowered and the authority has as well. Interesting indeed. Captain Leafy III has spent 1,000 and still has more money than everyone combined, while Poet in a Box is now the most broke out of everyone here with 1,700 spent and now has nothing. Nothing to their name. How sad. And the season! We have about your... Ooh, hang on. What's this? Your marriage to Asgol has grown stale. Oh, you get along enough, and you've made some good memories together, but there's no spark. Cares more about maximizing profits than your happiness, but spark or no spark, you still need an heir. Congratulations are in order. The royal wedding was a magnificent affair, but something's still missing. You need an heir. You need someone young, whose loyalty is assured. A child of your own would do the trick, even if they're a bastard, or the youngest of your many cousins. I was hoping fellow grandees would have done something to get a second option above 1,000k, so faith wouldn't go any lower. It would be the case, really, but poet or not, we still got something. My husband and I will have a child together. Ah, the traditional method. No one will object to that. I'll arrange for you to take a month off from ruling so you can get down to business. Put that haram filter on, baby. Reactbot, what do you have to say about this?
ChatGPT, what do I say next?
Okay, moving on from that. We didn't need to know more about that, but whatever. Anyway, a late night visit. From whom? One evening, you're sorting through paperwork in your office when Leroy Jenkins appears at your door, swaying slightly and stinking of booze. Your Majesty, so sorry to spit here in this condition. Knife above, man, you're drunk! Guilty as charged. I just need to tell you, if the Archbishop tells you about what happened to that, tell him I'll pay for the what I was did split and the pretty wash occupied. He stumbles away, knocking over a priceless vase. You make a mental note to charge them for the damage. It surely is not a coincidence that the Archbishop arrives at your throne room the next day looking even grumpier than usual, and hatless. Your Majesty, there is a plague afflicting this kingdom, a curse more powerful than any wizard could cast. I speak of curse of alcohol. People are spending their evenings in alehouses rather than in prayer. We must ban this vile vice. Very well, then. Do we A... Oh, wait. No such law will be passed. Hang on. No. Actually, wait. Do we A... No such law will be passed? Actually, wait. Yeah. A. No such law should be passed, or B. Limit the opening hours of taverns. A or B, vote now! Voting, voting, voting. The voting is for you. A. Voted, 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 get that. Let's limit those hours, baby. Voted, 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 voting is for you. A. Voted, 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 voting is for you now. Voting is for you now. Voted, 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 voting. Voted, 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 voting. A voting is for you now. 10 more seconds! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cameron Diaz, and it looks like our lovely Leroy Jenkins has abstained from the voting. It's soup. And thus, voting is closed, and thus limit the opening hours of taverns. You order that alehouses close by 10 o'clock. Throughout the land, drunkards are tossed out into the streets early and wander around causing trouble. Meanwhile, the Archbishop is right about one thing though. Fewer hangovers means more people attending church and praying. Get that prayer up, boy. What's this? A pillar of the community. Your Holiness, I regret to have to bring this matter to you, but there's no other way. We have been tracking a southern criminal who wanted in conjunction with a number of high-profile incidents back home. We thought she'd slipped in the net until recently, when we discovered that she fled into the north a number of years ago. But the chiefs are refusing to let us investigate further. Who is this criminal? We don't know her real name, but the peasants call her Homewrecker Carrie. She lied, cheated, and murdered her way halfway across the south. Wait a moment. Are you talking about Honeytongue Carrie? She's a pillar of the community back in Skinner. She arrived a few years ago from the south, used her wealth to invest in local businesses and set up an orphanage. Everyone loves her. Surely you jest, Honeytongue Carrie. This woman is a bloodthirsty criminal and must be punished. Alright, let's go for a unity vote. A. Do we A. Send Honeytongue Carrie back to the south? B. Allow Carrie to stay in the north under the protection of the chiefs? Or C. Summon her to the capital to answer to the king's justice? A, B, or C, vote now! Voting. The voting is for you. Hey, voting is for you now. Voting is for you now. Voting is for you now. Voting. Voting. Get that voting up, boy. Ah, lovely little beverage. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The voting is closed, and thus we summon her to the capital to answer to the king's justice. When Homewrecker Carrie arrives at in the capital, she looks like any other sweet old lady. The sort of woman who gives local children candies against their parents' wishes. How could I help you, dearie? I've seen enough. Execute this criminal! Roll the dice! Yes! You have Carrie executed the next morning, though she tries to persuade the headsman that she's just a little old lady. He doesn't seem to care. Nasty, but it had to be done. What if we made a mistake? She seemed like a normal old lady. You can't go around killing nice old ladies. The kingdom will fall apart. Hey, you never know. You never know. And the season! A countess rides to a remote, unremarkable spot of moorland. Soon another joins her. Blood and stars! It's too dangerous to make a move against the king with the church so influential. The counts aim to lower their faith to 4 or less. Interesting indeed. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna do a normal conferred tax if you ask me. And the season! We got a city in flames, a strange encounter, and a mysterious ship. Let's go for a city in flames. Your Highness, there's been a terrible fire in the city of Tasvol, where once there were buildings. There is now a field of smoldering ash. Thousands of serfs have died. What caused this fire? Filled with religious conviction, the townsfolk seized a traveling wizard and attempted to burn him at the stake for practicing dark magic. He walked out of the city unharmed. The same cannot be said for those who tried to burn him. This is why you never tangle with wizards. I was hoping the council may unlock some funds from the treasury so we could rebuild. Alright, we either A, rebuild the city as it was, or C, offer no help. A or C, vote now! Voting. The voting is for you. Hey, voting. The voting is for you now. Voting is for you now. Voting. A voting is for you now. Voting. Voting. And now, 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Will Leafy be joining on this lovely little voting as I move over to the conceding of the vote? Very well. It would seem we are to offer no help. Alright, you send word to the counts of Tasfol that they will be expecting to rebuild their own city without the king's help. Blood and stars! What is the point of having a king in the first place? I know, right? A strange encounter. For the last few months, Your Grace, our new libraries have stood disused and forlorn. I went to visit in a few days ago, and the atmosphere remains as oppressive and creepy as ever. We stand little chance of reclaiming it. While I was there, I met a woman who set up camp among the empty bookshelves. She claimed to be researching from the look of her. I think she was the witch. A witch? Gadzooks! My thoughts exactly, your grace. I hurried out of there to avoid being turned into a frog. Witches are not to be taken lightly, your highness. We must consult the council. Let's go for a call of unity and A, send a team of inquisitors after the witch. B, ask the witch to help reclaim your library. Or C, let the witch carry on doing witchy things without interfering. Let's go for A. Okay, call for unity. A, B, or C, start voting now! Voting, voting, voting. The voting is for you. A, voting. The voting is for you now. Voting, voting is for you now. Voting. Voting, voting. Oh, voting. A voting is for you now. Voting is for you now. We now have 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And also the ads, you know what, I'll snooze that for now. And thus, we are voting is closed, and thus we are sending a team of inquisitors after the witch. Roll the dice! Yes, baby! A few weeks later, you receive word that the witch was captured and burned alive. The High Inquisitor delights in acting out of every grisly detail. And as for the flames rose, she tried to lay a curse upon us all. But the Night God protected us, of course. Oh, you should have heard her well. Unfortunately, the witch's death doesn't solve the problem with your library, and still got an unsettling air. Perhaps the witch had nothing to do with it after all. Oh well, time for a mysterious ship to appear. Your Majesty, a shipwreck has appeared on the edge of my estate. And it's not even from the east. It's the name of the Castrid, and it bears a northern flag. That vessel went missing a few days back. We feared she was lost at sea. Well, she has been found on land, right on top of my favorite picnic spot. My lowborn discovered only one survivor on board, a northern sailor. He claims to remember nothing of what happened. Arr, me head's killing me. Arr. Has been ever since I woke up. I'll be honest, you look awful. I feel awful, your highness. Yar, I feel awful, your highness. I swear I didn't do anything. Last I remember, we were sailing along northern waters. Nothing. This poor soul needs looking after. We must care for him in one of our monasteries. Nay, we must interrogate him further. I must know why this ship is on my land. Alright, do we A, send the sailor to the monastery to contemplate in peace? B, pay a scholar to help him recover his memory? C, the counts should hire the adventurers to investigate the wreck? Or D, leave the sailor to recover alone and the wreck to molder away? How about we just send the sailor to the monastery, alright? Let's keep that at B. A, B, C, or D, vote now! Voting. The voting is for you. Hey! Voting is for you now. 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 Vote. Hey, vote. Hey, vote. Hey, vote. Oh, dang. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And thus, voting is closed. And thus... Oh, you just voted a bit too late. I apologize. Send the sailor to the monastery to collate in peace. The sailor is sent to the northern monastery where he can recover in comfort. The archbishop assumes that he will receive the best of care, and you'll be the first to know if anything changes. Lovely jubbly. And the season and thus we have stopped the count, reverse voting, and anonymous voting. Let's not do that. And the air! An old debt. Ooh, a taxing issue or a lake of crimson. Let's go for the taxing issue. Your Majesty, help us! Granddad poet in the box of the seas have been bleeding us dry ears! Not literally, I hope. No! I'm making use of a Coromanian, Your Majesty. Our taxes are 10 times higher than they have ever been. I can't afford to feed my cows. It's true, Your Majesty. Granddad Poet in the Box has been taxing his peasants at least twice as much as the next highest noble. It's been a hard year, Your Majesty. I've been barely got any gold in my vault. I'm just doing what I can to stay afloat. You're clearly having a hard time. I'll let you off. No. This is a matter for the council's consideration. Alright, do we A, throw Granddad Poet in a Box into a dungeon to teach him a lesson? B, allow Granddad Poet in the Box to keep overtaxing the peasants? Or C, have a royal tax collector take over tax duties in the south? If you ask me, A or C, vote now! Voting. The voting is for you. A, voting is for you now. Voting is for you now. Voting is for you now. Vote. Hey. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. It would look as if the voting has closed, I'm afraid. Have a royal tax collector take over the tax duties in the south. By the 9th, tax collection has been over duty since the days of old. Why should the rest of us be punished because of the Grandee's Poet in a Box mistake? The royal tax collector proves to be diligent and effective, but the Grandees are outraged at the implication that they can't be trusted. Well, should have thought that before. Oh my god. Well, at least I got more money out of that. We can be happy about that, I guess. Oh, and look, an old debt. How do you expect me to take this seriously, you cracked brain simpleton? Shut your daft mouth and give me what I'm owed, you owless dog! You honorless dog! Dog! You honorless dog. Dog! Yes, dog! Calm down, both of you. This pimple-brained lackwit expects me to pay him a huge quantity of gold just because his great-great-grandfather beat my great-great-grandfather in a foot race. A debt old is a debt old, is it not? Your Majesty, I only recently discovered this debt while combing through my ancestors' journal. Honor dictates that Grandee Hyena Druid II is liable for his ancestors' debt. By the 9th, this is ludicrous. I demand we put this to a vote. Alright, do we A, all the Grandee Hyena II to pay his debt? B, cancel the debt, it's too old for the matter? Or C, all the Grandee Hyena II to pay his debt plus 2 centuries of interest? Follow unity if you ask me. A, B, or C, vote now! Voting. The voting is for you. Hey, voting is for you now. Voting. Hey, Hyena Droid. I think maybe B would be suitable for you, but that's just me. Voting is for you now. Voting is for you. Hey, voting is for you now. Voting is for you now. You have now 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Voting is closed. And thus cancel the debts too old for the matter. Please be glad that the council sees reason to this matter. A debt is a debt! Does nobody care about it anymore? Ah, Lake of Crimson, baby. Your greatness, the crystal waters of our beloved Lake of Dawn have been turned to blood. Foolish stories speak of the pagan flesh feaster god Charith, and the common folk think she's displeased with the state of the north. Flesh eater sounds like a nice dinner party guest. Answer my ancestors! How can you say such a thing, Uranus? We're bathed in the light of the night god now, instead of groping around in the dirt, worshipping outlawed spirits and murderous beasts. How devout can you be if your famous lake is full of blood? Yuck! Alas, some still cling to unholy beliefs, Uranus. We must deal with this swiftly! Alright, can we get some faith up in this bitch if you ask me? Let's go for claim the water is a miracle from the ninth god. Shall we agree on that? I think so. But if you want to go for A, B, or C, that's up to you. A, B, or C, vote now! Voting, voting, voting. The voting is for you. Hey! Voting, 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 voting. Voting is for you now. Voting, voting. The voting is for you now. Voting, 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 voting. Voting, voting is for you now. Voting, 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 vote. Hey! Voting, 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 voting is for you. Hey! Voting, 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 voting is for you now. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Claim the water is a miracle from the ninth god itself. The Archbishop eagerly returns to his pulpit. Even in these most desolate of places, the ninth god remains. Does the lake look terrifying? Yes. Does it strike fear in the people's hearts? Also, yes. And that is how the ninth god shows his strength. He destroyed his heretical brethren to bring life to the earth below. Thus the lake shows the blood of the gods he's destroyed on the way to power. The speeches go down excellently, and the chiefs set up a church beside the lake Dawn to commemorate the occasion. Pilgrims pour in to pray to the ninth god as word spreads, bringing plenty of coin with them. The stories of Clemfram fade into the face at the supposed power of the ninth god. Lovely jubbly. And the season! Lovely jubbly, wouldn't you say? As we end the season. Yay! Guess what? Your boy's got an heir, baby. I've got an heir, baby. Your quest for the heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your hands. Should I die? I ask that my crown be passed down to. The council is filled with nervous silence. Let's go for non-binary. My child! The assembled nobles break out into polite applauses by designating an heir. You've cemented the stability of the kingdom. Your Holiness, may I be the first to congratulate you on the birth of your child. What is their name? Zacco II. We are blessed, Your Holiness. I'm sure little Zacco will grow up to be a chip of the old block. Congratulations on finding an heir. Now you just need to fulfill your ambition to win the game. Expect a visit from the Spy Master soon. Oh, lovely. The sailor recovers. Your Majesty, I'm afraid the northern sailor hasn't regained his memory, despite our monk's best efforts. Which sailor? He was the last survivor of the wreck of the Castide, the ship that had appeared on Countess Young Camera-Diaz lands. More importantly, I consulted some late 5th century scripture and discovered a parable describing this very situation. This shipwreck is a sign of the North God's power. I propose naming it an official Eastern pilgrimage site. Wait! I'm not sure I want everyone coming along and poking around on my land. Nonsense! This is a holy matter! You will not defy what the gods are saying. It's either A, make it a holy site on the ninth god, or B, pray on the subject. So A or B, vote now! Voting, voting, voting. The voting is for you. A, voting is for you now. Voting is for you now. Voting is for you now. Voting is for you. A, voting is for you now. I vote. Hey, voting. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it looks like we've got a defined order. Voting is closed, and thus we make it a holy site to honor the ninth god. I'm afraid I can't hold it much longer. The ads are about to play in about the next minute. You know what that means.
I've declared war, not because capitalism's a thorn in my side, rather nostalgia for an America gone by. This war's a people's war against a system that spiraled out of control. It's a war against the fucking forces of entropy. Understand? Do whatever it takes to stop them. Defeat them. Gut them.
If I gotta kill, I'll kill. If I need your body, I'll fucking take it. Fucking hell. Make it a holy site to honor the ninth god. Roll the dice! Hey! You gave the Archbishop permission to set up a pilgrimage site near the mysterious ship, and the counts go along with the plans. Soon, priests of the ninth gods descend upon the arena. He sends you a beautiful golden necklace to thank you for your faith. Isn't it amazing when things go our way? A mercantile complaint. Lovely jubbly. Okay.
Your Majesty, the richest merchants in the north have bribed the chiefs to give them an exclusive charter. They now control all trade of wool and tallow, the north's most valuable goods. It's a monopoly, Your Majesty. They're scamming the public by fixing prices, pushing smaller traders like myself out of business. Something must be done.
Alright, do we A, monopoly? This just sounds like good business. It's business. B, demand that the treasury gets taste of bribes. Or C, declare the exclusive charter null and void. A, B, or C, vote now! Voting. The voting is for you. Hey, voting is for you now. Voting is for you now. Voting is for you. I imagine that our friend Hyena isn't for. Oh, never mind. Monopoly? It just sounds like good business. It's just business. Voting is closed, and thus the monopoly, it just sounds like good business. You send the merchant away, ignoring his desperate protests. Over the next few weeks, more and more small traders across the north are going bankrupt. But the biggest companies are expanding each day and recording incredible profits. Time to open a bottle of wine. Hey, let's go, baby. That's all we need to know. And the season! Up in the north, Chief Leroy Jenkins and the Wizard are enjoying a grand feast together. Any glassware has been carefully replaced with some somatics. The kingdom is still absolutely teeming with bees! Buzzing! I can't get away from it! Oh, it hurts my skull! Groans, and then oaken table splits down the middle like a tree struck by lightning. Oh, please! Just give me a few more months! By the old gods, I won't let you down. See that you don't! Skull aches make me irrational! The chiefs aim to lower all regions combined farming to 14 or less. Interesting indeed. And now, we are in the ever so lovely auction stages. And as you can see, we have Captain Leafy the Third with 1,500, Leroy Jenkins with 1,500, Hyena Droid the Second with 1,200, Young Cameron Diaz with 900, Get Gorazi with 200, and Poet in the Box with absolute zilch, which makes him the most broke out of everyone here. Very unfortunate to say the least. And of course, we have for the Chiefs, we have A deer park, which lowers the farming, B a library, which raises the stability. For the county, we have C a cathedral, which raises the faith, D an observatory, which lowers the faith. Meanwhile, for the grandees, we have E a grand bazaar, which raises the trade, or F a thieves guild, which lowers the trade. I will wait 10 more seconds after that, and thus we will begin the auction stage. Reactbot, are you looking forward to this bidding?
Amazeballs.
You're damn right, the Amazeballs in more ways than one. 3, 2, 1, get your bags out and throw them on the ground! Bidding, 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 bidding. But bidding, 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 and already we've got E200 raised on there. Is anyone gonna raise the faith of the counts to make it a full flat 10? Or maybe funding a library which raises stability up to 10? Whichever happens first, it's up to you. When it comes to everything else, I think we're all in good tidings, if you ask me. But it's all down to whomever gets more funding, so to speak. You have 20 more seconds! Who will be able to get their funding on, baby? You have 15 more seconds! Is there going to be more? Will there be a snipe at the end? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it would look as if the only thing that's changed is the trade, and that's it. And the season! And thus we go to my ambition. At the start of your reign, you said you wanted to be a saint. You're well on your way to reaching that goal. The church has never loved the king more. Well done, your majesty. But to shut down your noble schemings for good, we need to build on that reputation. Your advisors have some ideas. Your majesty, if you help us spread the zeal of the ninth god, the church will lead our full support. With the backing of the church, the nobles won't dare move against you. Have you heard of the Scepter of Sages? It's an ancient lost artifact forged by Queen Amala the Wise. There's a legend that any king who recovers it will rule over the kingdom over a golden age. Well, I don't want that, so I guess recover the Scepter of Sages. Get our trade up if we can. A wise decision, your majesty. I'll begin sending out adventurers to track down the scepter at once. But adventurers aren't cheap. Your priority is to raise the kingdom's overall faith and trade as much as you can. And of course, there can't be open rebellions among the nobles. Yeah. Keep on going. A flock of pilgrims. Your Grace, about the lake of the Castide. Yes, the pilgrims are wonderful. Nothing to worry about. Tragically, there is something to worry about. It's not that we don't want the pilgrims here, your highness, but people are losing their memories when they visit. That's simply a numerous experience. It happens when the faithful are touched by the ninth god. Alright, do we, A, allow the church to do whatever it wants, or B, the church must pay their counts for the privilege of visiting the site? A or B, vote now! Voting, the voting is for you. A, voting is for you now. 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 Oh yeah, baby, Mr. Krabs. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Will there be a Goretzi on this? Nope. Very well. The voting is closed. Thus allow the church to do whatever it wants. Roll the dice! Yeah, baby. Some of the counts grumble in the light of the council's decision, but the eastern peasants praise your devotion to the church. The workers on Countess Young Cameron Diaz's estate are especially enlightened. Visitors flock to the shipwreck, and it becomes a beacon of faith for the ninth god. As for the Archbishop, he writes beautiful texts exploring the relationship between the ship's memory loss and divinity. They are kept on display in St. Bertrand's Cathedral to be handed down for future generations. Lovely. Time for too many crows. Ah! Your Majesty, dark words from your abandoned library. It all started from a very weak spot where we burned that wizard. First it was a single crow, then some came, more and more adult crows just appearing from thin air. They're spreading across the area like an enormous black stain. Millions of crows, and they're just purged, dead silent. We don't know how to contain the spread. Council must hear from this. Yes, I wish they'd attack us. At least do something. It creeps me out to see them turning the whole area black just sitting there. Hey, how about we just let God decide, alright? Bolster the soldiers' confidence with blessings from the church. How about that? A, B, or C? Vote now! Voting. The voting is for you. Hey! Voting is for you now. Voting is for you. Hey! Voting is for you now. Voting is for you now. Vote. Hey! Ooh, 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Voting is closed, and thus we bolster. Yeah. We're just gonna. Emboldened by the blessings of your priest, your soldiers agree to start murdering a murderer. They hack a body path through the crows, who don't react at all until the soldiers are deep within crow-blighted territory. When the crows rise up in the smooth motion, like a single living entity, and swallow the soldiers whole. There's some screaming, then the crows scatter in all directions, cawing, leaving an enemy of skeletons behind. Uh-oh. And after that, the crows return to be normal, but an entire battalion has been annihilated, quicker than anyone believed possible. The nobles blame your hubris for burning the wizard. Oh dear. End the season! We're just gonna move on from that. End the season! Let's go for the ambition, shall we? Your Majesty, I have the most exciting news! Our hired adventurers have discovered an ancient manuscript hidden deep within the mountains. It speaks of a scepter of sages, and it was written by Queen Amala herself. Worried about what would happen to the kingdom after she died, she hid the scepter of sages so her enemies couldn't find it. Good work, treasurer. It's in a warren of caverns within the Blackweed Forest, Your Majesty, near to the capital. It's been under our noses this entire time. You've taken the liberty of sending out more adventurers. They're clear the area to get inside. We're close, I can feel it. I do hope so, Your Majesty. This is almost bracing. I don't usually get to do this sort of thing. I'm usually stuck in my office all day. As soon as the adventurers return, the treasurers come to tell you the news. Have they found anything? Roll the dice! Yes! Most delightful news, Your Majesty! The adventurers have found a golden door beneath the forest, which matches the description in Queen Alama's manuscript. Wonderful! The scepter should be hidden within, but the scepter of sages can only be found by a monarch who is strong of purpose and true of heart. That's me! That's me!
Yes, indeed, Your Majesty. I'm sure I agree. But unfortunately, it's not me who decides. Queen Amela, who wrote a ritual for the monarch to prove themselves worthy of the scepter. If we go to the caves, I can read out the relevant passages while we are set up. You make the arrangements, bringing a procession of horses, food, drink, adventurer guilds, and a little traveling desk for the treasurer to the Black-Wheeled Forest. Your husband comes too, riding beside you. Good day for it, eh? Good day for it, eh? I just hope the scepter thing's all it's cracked up to be. The adventurers lead you inside the cave, holding flaming torches to light your way. Soon the tunnel grows horribly cramped, and you bend double to squeeze through. This is all very jolly. No time like the present. Let's go! You walk for what feels like hours. Just as you might have lost hope, you reach a golden door, exactly as the adventurers described. It will only open for the faithful. Close your eyes, Your Majesty. Concentrate. Roll the dice! Yes! I win, baby! A bright golden light flares behind your eyes, but you keep your breath steadily. You hear the door rumble open. When you open your eyes, the tunnel ahead is utterly dark. Even the torches do not illuminate it. As soon as you step into the chamber, the torches snuff out. A hideous scream echoes from below. The adventurers scramble into the protective stance. You mean we win, and us grandees? Oh, yeah. Reactbot, what do you say about that?
NPC behavior.
Yeah, am I right? Snuff out a hideous... the adventurers scramble into a protective stance while the treasurer wails. Oh, this is dreadful! Awful! I should have stayed in my office! I should have stayed! I feel similar. Do we even have enough air left? Shh! Sorry. I'll stay calm. You put out your hands and feel your way along the wall. Then your fingers touch something. Could this be it? As you grip the scepter, it glows gold, chasing away the dark shadows of the chamber. It looks like a simple wooden staff like any peasant might use for walking, but the glow is as bright as the sun. It's the scepter, Your Majesty! You've done it! It looks a bit rubbish though, doesn't it? Oh well, we can always put a bit of paint on it to make it prettier. First things first. I'm eliminating poverty! That's right, money for everyone! Goodness, well, we must call the nobles first and tell them the good news. Bearing the scepter, you make your way through the tunnels and back into the sunlit forest. As soon as you return to the capital, you call the nobles to the council hall. Let them sweat. You take some time to have the servants fix your hair, polish your crown. Just a few little things to make the king feel special. Yes. Then you stroll into the hall. The treasurer holds a velvet cushion upon which the scepter of sages sits. It looks small and ordinary, but you sense the weight of its history. Ascal strides at your side, waving to the nobles cheerfully. Behind you, your heir Zachar II toddles along hand in hand with their governess. Oh, what's going on, Your Majesty? Why have we been brought here? I have some good news. The nobles fall silent as you ascend to your throne and settle yourself comfortably. King Zacho has descended to the deepest, darkest depths of the Black-Wheeled Forest and has retrieved the Scepter of Sages. Excited and worried whispers ripple around the council hall. As bearer of the Scepter of Sages, the king has sealed his destiny as King Zacho the Enlightened. How do we know it's real? It could be any old stuff. You pick up the scepter. Hey, what's this then? The scepter begins to glow, bathing the council hall in warm, golden light.
The nobles grasp and fall silent. Beside you, Zacho II claps their hands in delight. Oh, good! Gods be good! That's amazing! It becomes clear that even the grumpiest of nobles will never dare speak against you while you bear the scepter of sages. Finally, you are secure in your throne and your kingdom. Your victory is here, but your future has only just begun. The monarch is victorious! The grandees celebrated their victory, and Zacho was venerated as the true hero of the South. But some whispered that the grandees were losing control of their puppet as the king consolidated his power around his heir apparent Zacho II. Shortly after Zacho's reign ended, the Inquisitors raided Countess Young Cameron Diaz's castle and placed her under arrest for evil magic. As she's burned, she screamed the secret name of the seventh god. The attempt to woo to the northern cause was doomed to failure. Eventually, the wizard, bored of the mortal quarrelers, trapped Captain Leroy Jenkins in a bubble of silence from which he never escaped. Backed by the scepter's power, King Zacho ruled spanned another 15 years of peace and stability. A golden age of prosperity swept over the kingdom. In his will, the kingdom instructed that the scepter be reburied to be claimed by only a worthier successor. King Zacho the Lawgiver! The game length of 2 years, 9 months of the year 1276 to 1278. The spouse, of course, Asgol of the North, and the successor, Monarch Zacho II. Of course, the noble, the richest of the rich, Leroy Jenkins with 1,900, while Poet in a Box is the most broken with only 100 gold to their name. And of course, the new kingdom now goes to Zacho II. They will be a chip off the old block, with an authority of 5, a stability of 10, a treasury of 3,400. Meanwhile, the trade, of course, is a chiefs of 9, counts of 6, grandees of 9, farming 6 of the chiefs, counts of the 4, and 10 of the grandees. As for the military, we have 2 of the chiefs, 0 of the counts, for some reason, I don't know why, and the grandees of 7. Meanwhile, a 5th scored all 10s except for the counts with the 9. As for the defiance, 0, counts 3, and the grandees of 0. Oh, that was a illustrious occasion. Thank you all for the ever so loving time that we have had together. I appreciate all of you from the bottom of my heart, and I appreciate it all from start to finish. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, as we go into... Oh, and also... So, a big thank you to Young Cameron Diaz for the Tier 1, Leroy Jenkins for the Prime, and Young Cameron Diaz and Leroy for the follow. I appreciate it all very dearly. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As tomorrow we will be playing King of the Castle, Dead by Daylight, and the day after will be a new game, Rise Son of Rome. And I hope you all are going to be there when that happens. And thank you everyone that was watching and playing along, because I appreciate it very fully. As we go into a luscious little... Who shall we be raiding today? Let's go for Soul Kuiper. Why the fuck not? As we go for a little raid, I thank you all so dearly for your time, your efforts. As we go for this, Soul Kuiper, you will love this person's art very, very much so. I shall be heading off, chat. See you on Saturday. As to you, have a good day, good evening, good afternoon, good everything, and I will see you all tomorrow with some good old-fashioned Dead by Daylight. It's goodbye from me, and hopefully see you all tomorrow with some Dead by Daylight. Bye-bye! Bye-bye! Bye-bye!